This is Richard Quek here. Welcome to another session of my video. In today's session, I would like to talk about personal development, and the topic is the power of focus. Now, this is one of the criteria that you need to succeed in anything that you do. Alright, focus is very, very important. Many are not focused on what they do. I'm sure you're aware of that. Many people are not focused on what they do. They try something and then they will say that, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. Alright, then later on, they move to something new and they praise the new thing that is they are doing. Alright, so basically they keep on hopping from one item, one project, one opportunity to another. Alright, now a rolling stone will gather no moss, that's for sure. So focus is very, very important. Now, I want to give you a simple illustration. Alright, on a sunny day, you take a magnifying glass. Alright, you go out to the garden and you see a dry leaf there, and if you put the magnifying glass, and focus on the dry leaf, after a while, the leaf will burn. Provided it's a sunny day, of course, right? The leaf will burn. Because why? There is focus, alright? Because you are, being stationary there and focusing on the dry leaves, alright? But what happens if you move it around like this, you keep on moving left, right, center, and whatever it is. Now, even if you do that for the whole day, the leaf is not going to burn because there is no focus, alright? Focus means laser sharp, alright? Then it will burn the leaf. So in life, it's the same thing. Whatever you do, you got to remain focused. But that is one of the lacking in most people. They don't focus, they don't stick on anything that they decide to do, alright? Now, do you realize that, focus is a matter of habit? Alright, a lot of people have got a habit of starting something and not completing it. They start a project, they don't finish it. They start another project, they don't finish it. They read a book, they don't finish it. And you know what happened? After a while, it becomes a habit. Alright, and habit is difficult to break. So what happens is that when it becomes a habit, guess what? Whatever they start in the future, they will never complete as well because it becomes a habit. A habit is something that you do subconsciously, even without thinking about it. You start something, you're not finished. You keep on hopping and looking for something that is new, hoping that, you're going to strike the right opportunity, the right project, and so on, okay? So basically, it is important to remain focused, okay? Now, if you are not focused, this is what happenens. Let me show you what happens if you are not focused. If you don't remain focused, you hop from one thing to another. Number one, you keep on moving, alright? You keep on moving from one project to another, one opportunity to another, and then you think that the grass on the other side always looks greener, which is the truth, alright? The thing is that, the grass on the other side looks greener, but let me tell you the truth. In fact, your grass where you are is even greener still, but you don't realize it because we always look at the other side, alright, rather than what we have at the moment. The second thing is that we lose respect and integrity from people. Do you realize if you keep moving and moving, people look at you and say, what sort of person is this? You can't stick to something. And especially in a business opportunity, you tell people, oh, this is fantastic. Then next week you jump to something else, then you tell people, oh, that is not as good, this is better still. And then next month you go to another one. You lose your credibility, that's for sure. A lot of people are doing that. Alright, they become a junkie, right? Moving from one project or opportunity to another. They're having what you call the shining object syndrome. Alright, they want to try everything because they fear they're going to lose it. Alright, now the other thing is that when you have that habit, you don't have loyalty whatsoever. That means you are not loyal to whatever you do. Loyalty is very important in whatever you do in life. You have to remain loyal to what you do. Alright, you can say, oh, this is the best opportunity, this is the best product. Then next week you're telling people, oh, that is not so good, this is another better one. That you don't have loyalty whatsoever, alright? So this is the same thing here, alright? The last thing is that, short term you may gain, but let me tell the truth, if you keep hopping, in the long run, you're going to lose a lot more, alright? It is important to remain focused with what you do, okay? Now, people who hop and hop and hop, they are always looking for something better, alright? But the truth is this, it is not the program, it is not the products or the projects that makes the difference, all right? It is you that makes the difference, all right? Because it is sad if you think that you are not in control. Most people who don't focus, they jump and jump and jump, is because they think they are not good enough. They have to look for something outside of them that is better. All right? Now, believe it or not, you got to be good yourself. All right? I mean, put this way, you can put somebody like me, all right, in another program or in another project, I can still be successful because you know why? I create the success. It's not the program, the project, or the product that makes me successful. Those people who always think outside make them successful, sad to say, they go around and round and round and looking for success where success is within themselves. Like, I told the story before, the acres of diamond. It's the same thing, right? People keep on looking outside everywhere, whereas they have acres of diamond within them. Okay? So my advice to people is this. Before you start any program or any project or any opportunity, do an in-depth study first. All right? Do an in-depth study. All right? Like myself, I'm an accountant by profession. I do a study like I'm going to buy over the company. All right? I do a serious study that, am I going to buy over the company? Am I going to invest in the company? Do an in-depth study. All right? And basically, once you are certain of it, then go into it. And when you go into it, stick to it. That's it, because you already make up your decision, right? Make sure that what you join is something that you really know that is going to be good for you for the long run, not just for the short term. A lot of people think about short term. Oh, I can earn a few $1,000, within the next 6 months is good enough. Then after that, I hop to another one. No, I mean, you will lose your credibility, that's for sure. So you got to remain focused, okay? So look for something that is good, all right? Do a study first. And, the most important thing I believe is to change your habit. We are all creatures of habit. All right, we do things according to what has been ingrained in us as a habit. Okay, so when you start something, you don't finish, you don't have focus, it becomes a habit. So in the future, whatever you do, you're not going to remain focused, you're not going to complete it, because why? It becomes an ingrained habit into you. You have been conditioned to keep on moving and moving and moving. Like, you and I know that's for sure. A rolling stone will gather no moss. All right, you got to stick to what you do. I mean, like me, I'm involved in network marketing. I've been with my present company for the last 17 years. 17 years. And somebody comes to me and tell me, oh, this is something better, Richard. All right. And they just told me they just joined 2 months or 3 months ago. I said, well, good for you. But then come back to talk to me after you have been in that company for 17 years. Okay? Because they're not going to last. People who move and move and move, it is already ingrained in them as a habit. And the sad truth is that there is no loyalty whatsoever. Because if you can just change ship, you don't have loyalty whatsoever. Alright? A lot of people are like that. That means they are thinking about themselves, not about the people around them, the people that they bring in, the people that they promise to, and so on. Okay? Now, the other thing is important is that you have to develop the habit of persistency, because nothing happens in an instant. It takes time. Rome was not built in a day. Remember? Rome was not built in a day. So you got to be persistent in what you do and remain focused on what you do. All right? So please do whatever you can to remain focused. That's my advice to you, okay? Because if you remain focused, I tell you, at the end of the day, you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you keep hopping, you lose credibility. And, in the short term, you might gain, but in the long run, you're going to lose a lot of things. Especially, you're going to lose your credibility. You're going to lose your name and so on, okay? I hope that you learned something here. It is a simple sharing, but I believe that, a lot of people outside there, they don't have focus. And they always think that, it is not them that create the success. It is the company, the products, or whatever is outside of them. The truth is that you must be in control. You make things happen. You are the greatest creator of all. You can make things happen. So remember, you are unique. There's nobody else in the world like you. You are unique. You can make things happen. So don't rely on outside circumstances, events, and so on. Rely on yourself, okay? So I hope you learned something here. I thank you so much for your time that you spent with me. So basically, remember, focus is important. I want to remind you again for 2020 that remain focused. And if you remain focused in what you do, your life can change in 2020, okay? So I'll see you tomorrow night again for another session of my video. And I will stop here. All right. So this is Richard Quek here from Malaysia, wishing you good night and goodbye.